A 100-year-old man is taking his final breaths. In a dim room lit only by a single candle, a white-bearded figure waits for the moment he dies. The instant life leaves the man's body, the bearded figure slices him open, pulls out his organs, and begins writing 30 pages of reversed notes, letters mirrored right to left. That man was Leonardo da Vinci, history's most unsettling genius. A man so advanced that Newton, Einstein, and Tesla look like observers clapping from the sidelines. Leonardo didn't master just one field, he opened doors into entire worlds that modern science is still struggling to decode. He explored the design behind life itself, the supposed seat of the soul, the formula of beauty, the mechanics of flight, weapons that could erase civilizations. And he produced incredibly accurate anatomical drawings, mapping every bone, vessel, and nerve, even predicting his own death. He locked all of this knowledge inside personal notebooks, 13,000 pages written backward, hidden from the world for centuries. These weren't journals. They were the mind of a cursed genius spilled onto paper. And today, we're going to decode them. It's the year 1580, 60 years after Leonardo's death. An Italian artist named Pompeo Leone buys a bundle of papers, cheap, hoping for inspiration. When he opens them, his breath freezes. Every page is filled with mirrored writing, readable only in a mirror. Hyper-detailed anatomical drawings as if someone dissected bodies layer by layer. Designs for terrifying weapons that could topple empires. Machines 400 years ahead of their time, helicopters, gliders, mechanical robots, rapid-fire guns that belong to the future, not the 1500s. Strange prophecies, bizarre formulas, and symbols written in what looked like an unknown language. And the most chilling part: dried fingerprints stained with blood. As if someone had touched rotting flesh and then kept writing. Leone quickly organized the surviving 2,500 pages into 2 volumes. Codex Atlanticus, the scientific and technical work. Codex Arundel, the anatomical, artistic, and philosophical work. But while organizing them, he mixed up dates, scrambled topics, and accidentally destroyed Leonardo's original order forever. After Leone's death, his family sold off pieces of the codices. Da Vinci's work scattered across Italy, Spain, England, and France. 300 years later, in the 1800s, scholars began digging into these mysterious books. And they noticed patterns, disturbing ones. Pattern 1. The anatomical notes directly contradicted the Church and the Bible. Drawings of fetuses in the womb, the heartbeat mechanism, blood circulation, works that could have gotten him executed. Pattern 2. Many weapon designs were intentionally wrong. Tank gears reversed, crossbow mechanisms impossible, as if he was hiding something or sending a coded message. Pattern 3. Hundreds of drawings, writings, and masterpieces were half finished. And then the dried blood on the pages. Had death come for him too early? Scholars formed a theory. Leonardo da Vinci was a secretive visionary who encrypted his discoveries to survive. Because in 16th century Italy, the church controlled everything. If you said anything that contradicted scripture, trial, torture, execution. Giordano Bruno was burned alive for saying the sun, not earth, was at the center. Galileo was imprisoned for similar ideas. And Leonardo. By 1513, he was already labeled a heretic. If his studies of the human body, his proof that the earth orbits the sun, or his embryonic sketches had become public, the church would have destroyed him. So he wrote in code. And by the 1900s, this theory became so popular that best-selling books, The Da Vinci Code, The Hidden Messages, and many more spread the mystery further. But those books only revealed half the truth. The full truth was far more extraordinary. Leonardo wasn't a once-in-a-century genius. He was a once-in-10,000 years mind, yet on his deathbed, he called his own life a failure. So what were the real secrets inside those notebooks? And what did the strange, encrypted patterns truly mean? In 1938, a book finally cracked the mystery wide open. It was written by Ludwig Heidenreich, an art historian who dedicated his life to uncovering the truth buried in Renaissance archives. And for the first time, the world saw Leonardo's real face. April 15, 1452, Vinci, Italy. A child is born out of wedlock to Esser Piero, a middle-class notary, and Caterina, a poor village worker. Because he was illegitimate, he received only one name, Leonardo. His surname was simply da Vinci, from Vinci. In that era, illegitimate children were called devil's children. Leonardo carried another curse. He was left-handed, considered a sign of the devil by the church. No schooling, no status, no inheritance. His father left him. His mother remarried and disappeared. His childhood was a punishment for a sin he never committed. Children like this don't crave attention, they create perspective. If the world refuses to see me, I will learn to see the world. He never studied letters. He studied patterns, grass fibers, animal fur, swirling currents in streams. People laughed. But Leonardo wasn't looking at the world, he was looking into it. He saw textures, hidden codes, microstructures. He developed an obsession not with art, but with pattern recognition. While others drew flowers, Leonardo analyzed them. While others painted horses, Leonardo studied force distribution, tendon extension, rotational symmetry. While others admired beauty, Leonardo decoded it. At 13, staring at distant mountains, he noticed something no one else had. Distant objects lose contrast, shift toward blue-gray, and blur. He discovered atmospheric perspective, which became the foundation of landscape painting and appears in the Mona Lisa. At 12, he realized that the width of a tree trunk equals the combined width of its branches, and each branch equals the combined width of its smaller twigs. This became Leonardo's rule, today recognized as a core principle of fluid flow networks. Arteries follow it. Cities follow it. Even the internet follows it. While science didn't yet have words for these ideas, Leonardo already had the ideas. At 14, he was taken in as an apprentice by Florence's greatest artist, Andrea del Verrocchio. But this wasn't art school. Leonardo cleaned floors, cooked, washed clothes. Only occasionally did he get to crush minerals or mix paint. Verrocchio noticed something strange: Leonardo couldn't finish anything. Half-done models, half-done sketches, half-done paintings. A problem he would fight for life and ultimately call the core reason he failed. Then came the painting that changed everything. The Baptism of Christ. On the left side is an angel holding a robe. Leonardo painted only that angel. And it was so lifelike, so emotionally deep, that Verrocchio reportedly swore never to paint again. Leonardo had used science to create emotion, a breakthrough no one understood. This is the psycho mindset. Science isn't a subject, it is a perspective. You're not watching a video. You're developing a way of seeing. In 1476, one night destroyed Leonardo's life. A secret note was dropped into a complaint box at the Florence Cathedral. It accused Leonardo of homosexual acts with a 17-year-old boy. In that era, this meant torture, lifelong prison, or being burned alive. The case involved a wealthy family's son, so Leonardo escaped death by luck alone. But Florence turned on him. Suspicion, disgust, hatred. In today's world, being gay is legal, yet society still judges. Back then, it was considered one of the vilest crimes. Leonardo shattered internally. And nothing is more dangerous than a man rebuilding himself. For 4 years, he locked himself indoors and gave birth to a new companion: his notebooks. Pages became his world. Thoughts became his language. Sketches became his identity. On paper, he built a universe centuries ahead of its time. Now, you will witness the real-time evolution of a cursed genius through the journey of his notebooks. He wrote, "Nothing can be loved or hated unless it is first understood. The greatest deception men suffer is from their own opinions. I isolate myself so the failures of the world cannot reach me. Who am I? Where does the soul live? Where is fear, shame, pain stored? Tell me if anything is more admirable than the reasoning of the soul." Curiosity wasn't a hobby anymore, it was his existence. In 1489, after years of reading, he began illegally smuggling cadavers, cutting them open, peeling back layers, even removing skull caps. His drawings look like MRI slices 500 years before the MRI. He carefully mapped the brain's ventricles, the place medieval philosophers believed the soul lived. We now know the ventricles only produce cerebrospinal fluid. But Leonardo's drawings, shockingly accurate. He wrote, "Tell me if anything is more admirable than the mind of a man. Perhaps only the human face." But to Leonardo, beauty wasn't magic, it was mathematics. He wrote that the face is governed by geometry. 3 equal vertical sections from forehead to brow, brow to base of nose to chin. Eyes symmetric around a central axis. Human beauty was a system of ratios, a living equation. Where most people see a feeling, Leonardo saw a pattern. That ability to find structure inside chaos was the psycho mindset we are building.